Quad Webb has always been a captivating figure in the world of reality television. But today, T-Squad, we're diving into some shocking secrets about her life that will leave you speechless. From her rise to fame on Married to Medicine to her recent personal revelations, Quad has never shied away from sharing her life. However, what I'm about to uncover goes far beyond the glamorous facade. Born Quadria Monique Webb on May 13th, 1980 in Memphis, Tennessee. According to BravoTV.com, Quad burst into the scene and stole hearts with her quick wit and fun-loving personality. Always the life of the party, she's a business owner, author, fashion icon.
What?
And philanthropist. A former medical sales representative, Webb has stayed on the professional career path, forging the way for her own empire. Always dressed to impress. Debatable. The consistently impeccable partner for BCBG, I forgot about that. Oh wow. Is committed to inspiring everyone around her to look their best, including her two pampered pooches, Chloe and Kari. What happened to them? Merging her passion for fashion and deep vested interest in the care of animals, she launched her own puppy couture clothing line, Picture Perfect Pup. Philanthropically, she continues to break glass ceilings on and off camera. In addition to her community outreach, she has been recognized in Atlanta for her activism and leadership, proclaiming June 18th as Quad Webb Day. Quad is also an enthusiast of animal rights organizations and anti-bullying efforts, including Canine Companions for Independence and the Kind campaign. Quad has partnered with Millennium Medical Group to serve as the face of neonatal intensive care unit and committing to women health care, particularly those facing high-risk pregnancy challenges. Quad will also support board-certified obstetricians, neonatologists, and advanced practice providers in this advocacy position. Quad's love for cooking led to the release of her first best-selling cookbook, Cooking with Miss Quad: Live, Laugh, Love, and Eat. She's also the creator of SAS, an all-purpose seasoning blend that will continue to catapult her brand to mogul status. For all of her social media updates, follow her on Absolutely Quad and www.cookingwithmissquad.com. All right, T-Squad, now that we have gotten done with all of the pleasantries, let's get into the tea. And I got a lot to spill. Now, before Quad even stepped on the scene onto Married to Medicine and became a household name, she was already shrouded in controversy. Before marrying her husband, Dr. Gregory Lunsford, the two were arrested. Yes. Damn! According to an article that I found from May 19th, 2013, Straight from the A reported that it has been brought to my attention that Quad Webb Lunsford of Married to Medicine has a mugshot out in the universe from an incident that occurred back in 2011. Quad spoke candidly about the situation during the first episode, where she stated that she was the aggressor in a domestic altercation between she and her husband, where she threw a bowl at him and he called the police. Now, let me rewind that back for you guys. Quad spoke candidly about the situation during the first episode, where she stated that she was the aggressor in a domestic altercation between she and her husband, where she threw a bowl at him and he called the police. All right, just want that to marinate in everybody's head. As standard procedure, both parties in a case such as this are locked up, and being that they are still married and willing to air their business on a reality show, I'm assuming neither pressed charges on the other. At any rate, check out both mug shots. But despite their physical altercation and them both being arrested, the two still went on to get married. And if you're anything like me, I know you're wondering, why would these people go ahead with this marriage after just getting arrested for a DV dispute? Well, a little birdie told me that the reason why they went ahead with the wedding is because the offer for them to be on Married to Medicine was already laid out on the table. And of course, Quad would not be able to be a part of the show if she was what? Not married to medicine. So that is the reason why allegedly they went on with the nuptials. During that time, Quad was really close friends with show creator and executive producer of Married to Medicine, Mariah Huq, who got her on the show. The show filmed and it became a mega hit right out of the gate. Quad, with her spunky attitude and her catchphrases.
She was very busy.
She was very busy. Very busy. That means you're extra. You're doing the most. You're over the top. Catch that dirt, baby. I'm telling you, catch that dirt. That could be shade or that could be a little bit of truth. It might be both.
Was a fan favorite, but the ladies didn't really take to her because she was considered ghetto, trying too hard, uncouth, not as wealthy as the other ladies.
Why don't we talk about Miss Quad's accent? Ghetto proper actually is what I would call Quad's accent.
Different dialect. I'm not sure if she's from America.
Quad tries to put on like she has no ghetto. Like she talks funny. Like she tries to even change her voice. Like you're from Memphis, dude. Like for real.
By the end of season 1, Quad had been labeled the underdog. Like I said, a lot of the women didn't really care for her. They didn't feel as though she was on their level. They all knew about the arrest that she and her husband had prior to getting married. And I personally feel like that after filming season 1 and being tied to Mariah, who the other ladies really didn't care for either, even though she was technically their boss and the creator of the show and was the one to give them this opportunity, I think that Quad decided to separate herself from Mariah and join the other ladies in trying to ostracize Mariah. And if Mariah was out of the picture, who would be the main attraction? Who would be the star of the show? Quad. And going into season 2, we learned that Mariah and Quad were no longer friends. During this time while filming Married to Medicine, Mariah wasn't the only one that Quad didn't get along with. She had a long-standing feud with cast member Lisa Nicole Cloud that got really nasty and dirty. In an article posted on July 9th, 2015, Reality T wrote, Lisa Nicole Cloud and Quad Webb Lunsford came to blows over the petty background check nonsense on Married to Medicine this week. Neither Lisa nor Quad wrote a Bravo blog. Remember when they used to do that? Oh my goodness. Neither Lisa nor Quad wrote a Bravo blog this week, but Lisa shared her side of the story on Talking with Tammy. Lisa said Quad got a big head when people made her the fan favorite, and she became vindictive and manipulative in order to put on a show. She likes to play victim, in my opinion, and remain the favorite. On the show, Lisa said she checked Quad's background when she considered investing in Picture Perfect Pup. But shocker, her story has changed. Reality TV is a business, and as I've always said, it was never personal. It was a business decision. I did a background check on 3 of the castmates because I did not know them from a can of paint, and I wanted to see who I was on a show with, admitted Lisa. I have never revealed anything that I learned either. It was just for my own personal knowledge. The other castmates did not care. We know it's part of being on TV that your life is an open book. According to Dr. Heavenly Kimes, Lisa ordered background checks on Quad, Heavenly, and Mariah. Lisa says she apologized to them and everyone but Quad moved on. Quad wanted this to be a controversial storyline this season, added Lisa. Lisa explained throwing water in Quad's face as going into mama bear mode to protect her family. She had planted very bad seeds and have spread lots of malicious rumors about me and my family, which are 100% 100% not true, insisted Lisa. I went into mama bear mode. Anyone would protect their family. I signed up to do the show, not my family. We got into a heated argument when she started saying my husband has illegitimate children, which he does not, by the way, and I just lost it. My husband and I have had our differences, and there was infidelity when we were dating, but my husband has not cheated on me since we married, Lisa continued. Quad just keeps making up these lies, and she pushed my button. I felt horrible after the incident, but I was just protecting my family. Lisa went on to say that Quad pre-planned to go after Darren this season and even bragged about it around town. She also put rumors out there about my husband having an affair with a gay man and more. Remember when she brought that dude on the show and had him lie and say that I forgot, either that Damon was gay and messed around with him, or he saw Damon cheating with a stripper. I forgot, but I do know that it came out that it was a lie and that Quad had him to come onto the show and lie and say this horrible rumor about Lisa's husband. She doesn't know what lie she wants to perpetuate. Cheater, gay, deadbeat dad is all a very malicious way to, in her words, slay people to feel she is the star, accused Lisa. She did it to Mariah last season, and this season she is coming for me. She told people around town before the season started she was coming for my husband. Lisa, who reportedly ordered background checks on her co-stars prior to the reunion to have ammunition against them if needed added, is just way below the belt and unnecessary to make good TV. I will admit and own my wrongdoing. I should have never thrown water in her face. Under no circumstance was that acceptable. I had a moment when I lost it, and I do regret that happened. For that, I was wrong. Also, do keep in mind some things are edited out on reality TV, and parts of the incident were not shown, including a punch she threw, which prompted me to self-defend. Being a day one fan of Married to Medicine since its inception, I have never missed a season, and even I felt like after season one, Quad had changed. I felt like she aided and led the charge for the other cast members to isolate Mariah and work their way into getting her off of the show. I also feel like she attacked Lisa Nicole Cloud repeatedly as far as her marriage is concerned. And looking back on it, I think that the behavior was quite malicious and over the top and overboard, almost to the point of bullying. But it wasn't just her, it was also Dr. Heavenly that went after Lisa Nicole Cloud with a vengeance. Bring someone on the show and accuse her husband of cheating is just disgusting behavior. It was vile, it was mean, and it could have ruined someone's marriage. This goes beyond reality TV shade when you start doing stuff like that. But no one held Quad accountable, and even still to this day, she is not being held accountable for her ill behavior. Not only did Quad vilify Lisa Nicole Cloud and Mariah Huq, she also did the same thing to her husband, Dr. Gregory, who also helped aid in vilifying himself. Quad went on to accuse him of DV, even though in season one, she admitted that she was the one that was physically aggressive towards him. The two had a very, very bitter divorce and still to this day do not get along with one another. After going through a horrible divorce, things between Quad and Mariah went from bad to worse. During the season 6 reunion, Reality Blurb reported that in a sneak peek of the upcoming season 6 reunion, the two women went head to head after Quad brings up the allegations and accuses Mariah of leaking a story about her allegedly sleeping with Mariah's sister's husband. "You are a liar," Quad yells, "just like you recently released that I slept with your sister's husband. You did, and you know damn well that I didn't do that. I'm tired of her lying, and I'm gonna deal with this today because it's not gonna go into season 7, I tell you." Earlier this year, a report surfaced on All About the Tea, which suggested Quad had slept with the husband of Mariah's sister, Lakita Lake Kelly. Now, if you don't remember, Quad was actually really close to Lake. That's how her and Mariah got cool. She was actually closer to Lake in the beginning because she was dating a family member of theirs who was a schmug dealer. Now, back to the article. During the reunion, as Quad denied having done so, Mariah stuck to her guns and insisted she did. Mariah even said she knew Quad had slept with her sister's now ex-husband because she was wearing his t-shirt when Mariah walked into his home. After denying that she slept with Mariah's former brother-in-law, Quad accused Mariah of sponsoring the blog on which the story was shared. Mariah, you will sell anybody, girl, to keep up a lie, Quad adds. T-Squad, what do you think? Did you guys believe Mariah when she accused Quad of sleeping with her sister's husband? Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys thought. If accusing Quad of sleeping with her sister's husband wasn't bad enough, the next season Quad then accused Mariah of sniffing that white girl. During an interview in 2019, Quad said, and I quote, "I walked in on her using cocaine. We were at a friend's condo and hung out in Midtown and the people that she hangs with, and I saw her. I was sitting in the living room having my wine and listening to some music. We were hanging out with the other person that was there, and she goes from off the patio, the terrace, and I'm like, what the F is she doing? They go off the terrace and they go into the bedroom, and I'm like, hold on, this is a married woman and a gay guy. So I'm like, wait a minute, you know, what they doing in the bedroom? Ain't nothing they should be doing in the bedroom. You stay in the common area. You don't go into people's bedrooms, so they go in the bedroom. And I'm like, damn, ain't nobody in here. So when I go into the bedroom and I see ain't nobody in there, I'm like, where the hell they go? So if you bend around the corner a little bit more to the right, that's where the restroom is. You know how restrooms are set up where the sink was on the left and then they have the shower and all that. And then there was a separate door to the right that facilitated the toilet. Well, when I walked in and finally walked into the restroom, they were over there just getting their life, cocaine and all. And I'm like, what are you doing? You are a mother. You are a wife. You have children. I turned to the person like, why would you give this to her? You know, and it really broke my heart because where I'm from, I don't really know people that come back from things like that. You understand what I'm saying? In my mind, that's a junkie. I've seen it happen to the best of them. And it really broke my heart. So I went into the single stall where the toilet was and I locked the door and I was just crying because in my mind, I'm like, my friend is gone. So she starts on beating on the door saying, Quad, 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 open the door. And I'm like, no, why would you do it? And I'm in tears. This is hurting me. I'm affected. You know, I'm a very passionate person. People like to say I cry all the time. I don't give a damn. You're going to know exactly how I'm feeling. When I'm mad, you're going to know it. When I'm sad, you're going to know it. I don't try to hide my feelings, and I cared so much for her. And I thought about her children. I thought about her husband, and it was very devastating. So she's knocking and beating on the door. Mariah is saying, let me in. Let me in. Why are you locking the door? And I'm like, no, why would you do cocaine? And then she's just like, I was just trying to see if you were my real friend. I wasn't going to do that. And I'm like, what? I saw you doing it. What are you talking about? She was shocked. She thought they were in there together doing what they do. And it's like she was shocked. It's like she was kind of startled. She didn't realize I was going to see that. And she really didn't want me to see that. But I saw it. So at this point, she began with the manipulation. She was like, oh, I was trying to see if you were my real friend. I was trying to see how you were going to respond. What you mean? First of all, she didn't even know I was about to walk into the room. Why are you testing me? And why are you testing me by doing cocaine? You're not testing me. This is what you do. It was some time ago, but remember when we had the incident at STK, she had powder on her nose then. in a rage. They had to tote her out the restaurant. No shoes on her feet. She started hitting me. She was hitting me at the table, and she was telling my friend, I hope you make her happy. And my friend was like, hold on, Quad, I got a husband. Who makes her happy? Like, I'm just her friend. What's going on with you? And even after they put her out of STK, she then comes back in STK acting belligerent again. And I think at that point, that's when a couple people had to take her home because she was just completely out of it. And we've seen this over the years, the erratic behavior. We've seen this a number of times. This is nothing new. Production knows that she does that. People know that she's using. And the deal is that it's just like she's spiraling out of control. And at some point, although I'm not her friend, you feel sorry. You want to help her. A part of me wants to help her because I think she's just losing it. It's been said. It's been around the city of Atlanta for years. I bumped into somebody in New York, and he even told me he did it with her and another individual that's extremely close to her. So, I think she adopted this, and it's part of her lifestyle. So that's the story. I actually brought it up at the reunion. The question was actually posed to me, asking me, was she a liar? And I said, yes. Back then, when Quad accused Mariah of using, I didn't believe it, and I still don't believe it to this day. She has never exhibited that kind of behavior. And when she came to the reunion and had the receipts showing that she'd passed a schmug test, it proved that Quad was clearly talking out of her arse. I also felt like once again she was taking things too far with accusing her of using, and then to see that that was in fact a lie. She'd done a hair strand test. She had the receipts to show that she'd cut her hair. Toya was there. Even Dr. Eugene looked over the paperwork and saw that it was legit. It came from LabCorp. There was no way that it could be falsified or anything to that nature. She even had video footage of when she went that day, but Quad still insisted that she'd seen her do schmugs. And to know that a person would lie like that really made me realize that this chick doesn't care about going low. She will go to hell if need be. Not only did she accuse Mariah of using, but she also accused Toya of having cast member Anila's house broken into. The things that Quad has said and accused her cast members of throughout the years has truly been despicable. Quad herself has been accused of sleeping with Mariah's sister Lake's husband. She's also been accused of sleeping with married men in the area where she lives, and her bestie Dr. Heavenly even accused her of sleeping with rapper Common. During an article written December 8th, 2019, Reality Blurb wrote, as fans saw on Sunday's episode of Married to Medicine, while some of the women were vacationing in Mexico, Dr. Heavenly playfully blurted out that the newly divorced Quad would marry Common if given the chance, adding that she had already slept with him. But given that Common is reportedly in a relationship with someone else, Quad didn't find anything humorous about the comment and felt hurt that her friend would say something so damaging. Rumors get started when a person wants to think more about the ratings and less about loyalty and friendship, Quad explained in a recent interview with BET. I don't know why she, Dr. Heavenly, would jeopardize our friendship for entertainment purposes. Everything is not a joke. Quad also went on to explain that she didn't even know the famous rapper, let alone have an intimate relationship with him. I don't know Common. I don't have his phone number, and we have never shared the same space. I met him once during an interview with Sister Circle, Quad continued. This was a very professional setting, and I take my career very seriously. I do not use it as a dating ground. The reality star also noted how disappointed she was in Dr. Heavenly, whose battled rumors about her husband allegedly cheating in the past, adding, I don't think she realizes the repercussions of making such false statements. What Heavenly did was an attack on my professional reputation as a talk show host. My professional life is completely independent of my personal life, the Sister Circle's co-host stated. Her actions are not the actions of a true friend. What is most hurtful is that we were close for the last 2-3 years, and what she did was very lowbrow and inconsiderate. Once again, a black woman trying to tear down black women. T-Squad, do you believe that Heavenly was telling the truth when she accused Quad of sleeping with Common, even though he was in a relationship allegedly at the time with Angela Rye? Or do you believe Quad when she says that nothing happened between the two of them? Riding high off of her success, Quad then purchased her first home. According to public records, it is a 2-story home with a full basement built in 2007 with a total of 12 rooms, 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 2 half baths, 5 fireplaces, and a garage. A pool was added in 2015 and an outdoor cook area was also added in 2015. Also, according to public records, Quad purchased the home on March 31st, 2021 for a sale price of $2,150,000. 2024, the land was appraised for $320,000, whereas the home was appraised for $1,480,000, with a total appraised value of $1,800,000. Now, if you don't know what appraised value means, it means that it is an estimate of a property's worth determined by a qualified appraiser, often used in real estate transactions and financing. It represents a professional opinion of the property's fair market value at a specific point in time, considering facts like location, size, condition, and comparable sales. In 2014, the property was assessed for the land being worth $128,000 and the home being assessed for a value of $592,000, with a total assessed value of $720,000. And if you don't know what assessed value means, it means it is the dollar amount assigned to a property by a local government for property tax purposes. It's essentially the value used to calculate your annual property tax bill. While market value reflects how much a property could sell for in the open market, assessed value is a percentage of that market value, often used for tax calculation. At this year's season 11 reunion, Sweet Tea accused Quad of being a drunk and having 2 DUIs. Quad denied being a drunk, but she did not deny the DUIs. And this is because she, in fact, does have at least 1 DUI, and here's the proof. On February 27th of 2022, Quad was arrested and charged with a DUI. As you can see on her paperwork, she was found guilty for failure to maintain lane, failure to use correct signal, too fast for conditions, and reckless driving. On May 23rd, 2023, she was sentenced to probation and paid almost $5,000 in fees. Her probation was completed on September 14th, 2023. As I stated, Quad downplayed her drinking, but on July 7th, 2023, her niece, who is actually her little cousin, Ariana Marie Rice, was found unalived in Quad's pool from drowning. According to this Facebook post from an alleged family member named Amaya Suggs, she wrote, "Emergency post, attention Facebook. As some of you may know, my little cousin Ariana Ari Rice passed away this month on July 7th. She was a sweet and very energetic little girl. I came on Facebook to address the false news posts that have been going around for the last couple of days. Ari passed away from drowning at her aunt's house, which is Quad Webb. Quad's mother was supposedly watching the baby at the time, but unfortunately, Ari ended up in the pool somehow. Quad's mother, Mary Louise Cox, is saying that the last time she had seen Ari is when she was with her daughter Quad, but she said she couldn't remember the time. If that's your niece and you were so-called watching her, then how come can't nobody remember the last time they saw her? I know why. It's because none of y'all were watching her in the first place. None of this would have happened if adult supervision was taking place. Therefore, all the other posts saying prayers for Quad can stop. They should be saying prayers for Ari's grandmother and father. Quad never did adopt Ari. Ari was being raised by my aunt, her grandmother, Mary McFadden, and her father, Eric Wayne Rice, since she was 6 months old. Her father had custody ever since then. Ari did not live in Atlanta. Quad met Eric Dwayne Rice in Alabama with the baby to go for the 4th of July for a 2-week visit. She was supposed to come back home in Mississippi. Unfortunately, that is not how things ended. Let's not sit around and let the news spread false information. Please share. Justice for Ari. Once again, I'm going to state that this is an alleged family member, but when I did go and look up Ariana's name on Google, I did see her online obituary, and the grandmother's name and the father's name does match up with what this young lady was stating just a few days after Ariana had passed away. You even see Quad's name down at the bottom of the obituary. Now, I've also been told by a source that it is alleged that the day that Ari passed, that Quad was in the house drunk. I don't know if that's true or not. That is only alleged. Ariana was laid to rest on July 16, 2023, and these are photographs of Quad at the burial. After that horrific incident, Quad found love in a hopeless place. She began dating Kirk King, who we all know as King from season 11 of Married to Medicine, when she introduced him to us. Now, during season 11, she said that the two of them have been dating now for going on 2 years. She gushed on and on about how in love she is with him, how she wants to marry him, how she wants to have his babies and everything. So I decided to do a little digging and find out exactly who is Kirk King. The first thing that I learned about Kirk King is that he is really close with his mother, who you see photographed above. Her name is Angela Davis, and she's seen posing in front of some of the luxury cars that he rents out to customers. Here they are together with his daughter from back in the day. Baby, he has had a glow up because he was looking quite crusty, dusty, and musty. This photograph, baby. This is a picture of his mother. She is in the orange top, and his daughter's mother, who is the light-skinned chick on the end, whose name is Trishana. Here is King with his daughter's mother and their daughter from back in 2020. They obviously were in a relationship, it seems like, at that time. And these photographs came from his mother's Instagram page. She hasn't posted since 2021, but she still does have these pictures of he and Trishana on her page. T-Squad, you remember this season, the scene where Kirk and Quad were in her jacuzzi and they were discussing moving in with one another. And she stated that she would want him to come move in with her because she just got in her place and she really doesn't want to move. But I've heard the reason why she doesn't want to move is because her family lives with her and she supports them. So it would be tough for her to pack up and move in with him because where would her family members go? And King stated that he would want them to start anew and get a place together. Well, after I did some lurking around on the interweb, I saw and found out that Kirk already owns a home with Trishana. T-Squad, as you can see on the screen, it says the owner of the home is Trishana S. Harris and Kirk Andrew King. Here is a picture of their home, which is a 2-story house built in 2003 with 8 rooms total, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 2 fireplaces, and a garage, as well as a pool. As far as the sales information goes, the home was sold to Kirk and Trishana on July 20th, 2018 for $430,000, but the loan grant was granted to Trishana, as you can see. And as of 2024, the land was appraised for $130,000. The house was appraised for $721,070, with a total appraised value of $851,070. The assessed value as of 2024 for the land was $52,000. The house was assessed for $288,428 for an assessed value of $340,428. Not only does King own a home with his ex Tashana, but his business dealings for me look a little shady. Let's get into his business record. King used to own a barbershop called Room Cuts LLC, and it was registered on October 12, 2007 in Marietta, Georgia. And the company was dissolved as of September 15th, 2010. But if you look at the registered agent's name, it says Angelita Robinson. It does not say Kirk King. And I noticed that this is a pattern with his businesses. Then on March 8th, 2016, he registered a business by the name of High End Auto Transport LLC. And the registered agent name is Angela Davis, who is his mother's name. Now, I don't know if Angeletta Robinson on the previous business is his mother's other alias or if it was a totally different person, but it's kind of seeming like it is the same person but going by a different alias. Nonetheless, this business was registered in his mother's name and the company was dissolved as of October 28th, 2022. Then on November 23rd, 2020, Kirk himself registered his new company by the name of Atlanta Exotic and Luxury Car Rentals LLC. This time he did not put it in someone else's name. He put it in his own name, and the business is still running. I do find it quite odd that a man that is supposed to be of wealth and means was getting properties in his baby mama's name, that his first two businesses were under a woman by the name of Angeletta, and then another one was under his mother's name. To me, it's kind of giving illegal activities, allegedly. That's what I'm going to say. It doesn't look quite kosher to me, because why would you have a luxury car rental company in one name, dissolve that company, and then start a new company with a new name? Things get even sketchier when I went back to the episode where Quad was surprised with a Rolls Royce via King. And everyone, including her cast members and fans of the show, were wondering, is that really her car? Did he really buy her a Rolls Royce? Well, you guys, you know I'm going to do the digging, and you know I'm going to find out the real true tea. This is a screenshot from that episode when he pulled up in Quad's driveway. I want you guys to pay attention to the grill of the car because it's very unique. It almost reminds me of a sly grin. This is a closer look at the grill, and I want you to pay attention to these dots that are on the grill as well. This is a side profile of the car. And I want to point out this detail right above the tires, where you see this imprint right above the wheel area. It's like a little orange slant. And most importantly, peep the interior of the car. It is black with white piping. That is a very important detail. I want you guys to take a look at Kirk's Instagram page. What sticks out to you the most in his profile? What sticks out the most to me is the fact that he does not have any of his business information in his profile. For a man that owns a luxury car rental company, I would think that you would have it posted in your bio, but he does not. And I find that quite odd. If you go on his page, you don't even really see him posting his business at all, which was once again very odd to me. But of course, I found his business Instagram, and here it is. ATL Exotic and Luxury Cars. Wow. Wonder why he does not have it tagged. Maybe because on November 4th, 2021, Quad actually helped promote his business. Yes, this is her promoting his VIP chauffeur services. Now, she said on the show that they'd only been dating for 2 years, but she didn't state how long they'd actually known each other, which has obviously been way longer than what they've been dating. But yeah, she was promoting his business like all of the other Atlanta reality stars, such as Yandy, Cynthia Bailey, and more. On June 3rd, 2022, it was posted on his company page, Quad again promoting his luxury car rental company. Wow. Isn't that funny? So I guess they had a business relationship and then it turned romantic. So much so that he got her a Rolls Royce for her birthday after only, at that time, it would have been maybe a year and a half of dating. They weren't engaged. They're not having a baby. They're not married. They don't even live with each other. But they wanted us to believe that he bought her a Rolls Royce for her birthday. As I stated earlier in this video, Quad's birthday is May 3rd, which means he would have given her this car sometime during the month of May in 2024 while they were filming for season 11. What do my eyes spy? This is a post on Kirk's business page from October 7th, 2023 of a car that is the exact same car he gave Quad for her birthday. The black and white piping, the grille is the same, the rims are the same, the dots that I pointed out to you guys earlier are the same. Wow. December 12th, 2023. What do we see? Wow. The same car being rented out by customers. Huh. Once again, I am blown away and shocked. January 10th, 2024. Look at that car. Looks just like the one he gave Quad. The exact same one. January 31st, 2024. Promoting Valentine's Day with the same car before Quad's birthday, mind you. So this car had been ran through and used by a lot of people. Promo videos, renting it out to folks. Yeah. February 1st, 2024. Let's get ready for prom season in the same car that he's gonna give Quad allegedly for her birthday in May. February 14th, 2024. More prom season, wedding season promotion with none other than Cynthia Bailey as the star. Now, once again, Quad's birthday was May 13th. This is a post from December 8th, 2024. And what do we see? Quad's car right here being promoted for rental. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Look at that black and white interior. The grill is the same. The dot is there. Wow, wow, wow. And just for further clarification, this is a screenshot of one of the Instagram posts that I just showed you, where you can clearly see it is the same car that he gave Quad. So I guess the car ain't Quad's. Oh my goodness. Mind you, we never saw her drive the car on the show. We only saw him drive up in the driveway with it, and we never saw it again, which honestly said a lot. But my thing is, what was the point? What was the point? You're trying to flex when this information obviously could easily be found out. They would have been better off using a car that he himself rented for the day, and not one of his own cars that he knew that he was going to continue to rent out. This also begs the question, is this relationship even real? Did Quad bring Kirk King onto the show to pretend to be her man? Or is this a real, true relationship? And if so, I'm a little concerned, especially knowing that he still currently owns a home with his daughter's mother. Also seeing that his business practices seem a little bit sketchy. Also seeing the fact that they put on a stunt and show to pretend like he bought her a Rolls Royce when that's obviously not the case. To be honest, T-Squad, at this point when it comes to Quad, I don't know what to believe. She herself has had a lot of issues in her life, and she's done a lot of shady, malicious things as well. And after doing this expose, it has left me side-eyeing her even more. What do you guys think after all of this tea that I spilled today? Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think of Quad after hearing all that I have had to say today. Please make sure that you guys thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know when my videos drop. Please also share this with family and friends. Help run these numbers up, you guys. And once again, thumbs up the video. It really helps with the algorithm. I thank you guys for taking out the time to watch this video. This took a lot of hard work, so I appreciate the views and the shares and the thumbs up. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.